Hello and welcome to our new training video. In this video I want to show you the first steps with the LASAL VISUDesigner. Getting started with the LASAL VISUDesigner. We would appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel and please give the video a thumbs up if you like it. At first I want to explain the advantages of the LASAL VISUDesigner to you. So the first advantage is that it's very efficient, so you can do a hardware independent development of visualization without programming language knowledge. Next one is that it has a high performance. So the fluid visualization is done thanks to an optimized browser. The next advantage is that it's very comfortable. So you have modern design themes and libraries for operating elements. And the last one is that it's open for everything. So open source controls provide specialists with the freedom to individualize. Animation, videos and audio files can easily be integrated. This is the LASAL VISUDesigner. At first I want to show you the menu bar. I want to start with the Start menu. In there you have New Project, Open Project, you can close the project, you can save it, or you can delete the selection. The next menu item would be View. In View you can reset the layout, and then you have some windows. You have the Project Tree window, the Properties, the Output window and the Control Explorer, and you also got two toolboxes like the Library and the Project. Next menu item is Project. In Project you can publish the project, you can go online to your station, you can download the project, you can download the runtime, then you can go online and watch it in a preview, you can import the project and you can update the runtime. Next menu item is Drawing. In Drawing you have the clipboard functions like copy, cut and paste. Then you have alignment, order and size functions. With style you can just copy one style from one element to another element. Then you have grid, rotate and zoom. And there is also the active view which is just set to default. Next menu item is Help. In Help, you have the possibility to open the help for the LASAL VISUDesigner. You can also open the help for the runtimes. You can look up the license, clean up the project, or you could also open the project path. If you switch over to File, then you will see that you have lots of information inside. You can also create a new project, open the project, save it, close it. You have options, recent projects, and exit. If you have a look at the left-hand side, you see that this is the library toolbox. In there are all controls that comes from the library. On the right-hand side, you have your Project Explorer. This is just all the stuff that is going on in your project. And then you have the Project Toolbox. So these are just all the controls that were imported from the library to the project. On the lower part, you have Properties. In Properties, you can also switch the properties from simple to more to all. With simple, you just have basic settings. With more, you have a little bit more settings. And with all, you get all properties. Then we also have the Output window for publishing the project and downloading it. And at least we have the status bar. So in the status bar, you can, for example, see if you're offline or online or the current project language and so on. To show you the first steps, you just open the LASAL VISUDesigner. And at first we need to create a new project. So you can click in the Start menu bar at New Project. As project name, I set Terminal. And if you want to choose a location, you just click on the button with the 3 dots. And then you can navigate to your folder and choose this folder. And then you can click on OK, so the project will be created. As soon as the project is created, you can choose a resolution. This depends on your HMI's resolution. In my case, I take 1920 to 1080. For language, I just choose German, Deutsch. Background color and grid color just stay at default. And then you can click on OK. The first thing that we do is that we enter the language English. So I just go on the right-hand side to the Project Explorer. And in the Project Explorer, you can search for localization. And in localization, you open the languages selection. In the languages selection, you can search for any supported language. So I just choose English, Great Britain. If you have found it, you can tick the button in the middle where it's put to the right side. And then you have two languages, you have German and English, and for English we want to have this as a reference, so you set the checkbox reference. And then we can also set the name for it. So for German, for Deutsch, I just put the name Deutsch. And for English, I just go for English. Next column that we have is image. You can also import images like a flag for your language. So for German, I just want to have the Austrian flag, so I just go arrow to the right. This will open up the selection dialog for your images, and there you just press this button here, add new media file. This will open up the Explorer, and there you can just search for your flag Austria. So I just import this one, and then you can click on OK and the flag will be set. And we do the exact same thing for English. So again, arrow to the right. Then you select the Add New Media File button. You choose the flag Great Britain. You open it, and then you can press OK, and the language German and English is set. Next thing that we have a look at is the color palettes. So you just go again to the Project Explorer, you go to color palettes, and here you see that we have the color palette 0. So I just take this one and rename it and just call it training colors. With a double click, you can open this training colors. And at first we need two colors, one for the title background and one for the global background. So I just go here on the left hand side to color picker. In the field up there, I just set the name for it. So I go for title BG, and then I go down and set my RGB code. So I just set 25 for red, green, I set this one to 43, and for blue, I go with 116, and then you can press new. So this is our first color. Then for the second color, you just rename this one to global background. And for global background, I just want to have the color 220, 220, and 220. And then you can press new. So this will bring up the global background color. And now we want to set the global dashboard with this global background color. So therefore you switch over to the Project Explorer, and then you go down here to views. So you open this one, and then you have the default view. So you click on that one and you go to the properties. For properties, always make sure that you have the selection all activated so that you see all the properties. And then I just go to the part styling, to background color, again press arrow to the right, go to the training colors, and then you can select the global background and press OK. And if you now go to the global dashboard, so you go back to the Project Explorer, scroll a little bit up to the global dashboards, you open this one, and then you have global dashboard 0. You can also rename this one. So I will name this one global underscore, and then I put my resolution to it. With a double click, you can open the global dashboard, and you will see that this is the global dashboard. With Control and the mouse wheel, you can zoom in or zoom out, or you could also go here to drawing, to the menu, item drawing, click on the global dashboard, and then you can also zoom to fit. So the global dashboard will just be fitted into your workspace. First of all, we want to have a title rectangle. So I just go here for my library toolbox, open up the Sigmatek folder, and then you go here for drawing and just drag and drop the rectangle control to your dashboard. Then you just click on the rectangle and you just give it a name. I just go with title background. Next thing that we do is that we set the background color. So you scroll a little bit down to the general styling. There you have background color, again arrow to the right. You go to your training colors and you choose the title background. Then you scroll again a little bit down, and for border width, I just want to have 0 pixel. And for border style, we put none, so that we do not have a border to it. And then we just scroll a little bit down to dimensions, and for dimension top, I just put 0, dimension left, also 0. For width, I said 1920, and for height, I just go with 125. Then we also want to place a title to it. So therefore, you just go here to output, again to the library toolbox and to output, and then you go down to title and also drag and drop this one to your dashboard. So this will be the dashboard title. For the dashboard title, I also want to have a font style. For the font style, you just go to the Project Explorer and you go for font styles. So you double click on this one, and then you can just create a new font style with this insert new item. So I will call this one title with a font size of 40. And I will make it bold. So I just take this one. And then you can either close this one or just go back to the global dashboard. Then you can click on the dashboard title. As name for the dashboard title, I just said title. And then you can scroll a little bit down, and here you have the font style, again arrow to the right, and then you can set your title font with the font size of 40. And then you scroll a little bit down to text align horizontal, and therefore we go for left. And then you just scroll a little bit more down to dimensions. For dimensions, I put top to 0, left to 20. Width, I just go with 400, and height 60. The dashboard title will be set depending on the dashboard name, the dashboard label. So therefore, I just go here for dashboards, and I will rename this dashboard 0 and call this one home. And to name the dashboard, we also need a text list. So you just go down to localization, open texts. And inside there you have the text list 0. This one can be renamed, and I will call this one title texts. Then you do a double click on it, and now we can insert our title text for it. So I just go with insert new item. As name, I said home. English will be home, and for German I put Hauptseite. And then we just go back to our home dashboard. You can go to the properties, go to label, arrow to the right. And then you choose your title texts and choose the home title. So you can just click on OK on this one. Next one is that we want to insert a logo to our global screen. So to insert the logo, we have to import an image. So you go at first down to media, open this one in the Project Explorer, then you go here for images, you open it, and an image can be imported with add new media file. Then you just search for your folder and import the Sigmatek logo. So I will just open this one, and then I go back to my global dashboard. Next step is that we need an SVG container. So you just go here for SVG container, drag and drop this one to the dashboard. And if you import something from the library toolbox, which is not already imported to the project, you will get this import controls window. There you can select all or unselect all. You can override it, you can deep merge, or you can also use the folder information. I just want to have standard settings, so I just go with OK. And now this SVG container is imported in my project toolbox. For the SVG container, I just click on it, and then we have in the properties SVG source. And for SVG source, I just do arrow to the right. I choose this Sigmatek logo white. And the next step would be that we have to go down to dimensions. For top, I put 10. Left will be 1555. Width will be 350. Height will be 40. So this will be our logo. Last step is that we can also set the name for this logo. So I just go for the general settings and rename this one to logo. Next part will be that we have to place a line control. So I just go here again for drawing, and then there is the line simple. So I will also import this one. Just go with the standard settings and press OK. If you click on the line simple at first, we can set the name to it. So I just go with title line. And then you can go down and go here for line color. You do the arrow to the right. And now I just want to add a new color. So I will open the color picker here. I will call this color alarms inactive. And I go for the color for R, I put 175. G will be 200. And B will be 26. And then I press new. So I have my alarms inactive color, which I just set as a line color. And then you just go down to dimensions. For top, we have 60. For left, we have 0. Then we got 1920. And as height, I put 4. So this is now our line control. Next step would be that I want to place the date and time on the global dashboard. So therefore, you have to go to the Project Explorer to Data. You go here to Stations and double click on this one. And now we have to set the station name for the first station. So I just double click on station 0 and call this one HMI. I will give it a station number of 255. For connection, you can set intern and import file path. Therefore, you press the button with the 3 dots. You choose the folder for the HMI project, and therefore you import the maeexp.xml file. And I normally do use relative path. And then we need another station, so I just create a new one with insert new item, which I call machine control. There I go for station number 10. As connection, you have to set your machine control IP address. Therefore, you can either browse for the connection, or if you already have it inserted, you can also choose it from the list. And for the import file path, again, button with the 3 dots, and then you just go to your machine control project and again choose this maeexp.xml file. For this one, I also go with relative path and I also go with observe. Retry is just how often the connection is checked. I just go with standard for both. And if you have set everything up, you can just click on this button, update all stations. And in my HMI project, I just have this sysdate time, which we need for the date and time. Then you can click on OK. And then also an update of the HMI units and formulas will be done, so you can also confirm this one with OK. And for the machine control, you can also do an unselect all, and therefore we do not import anything from here, so you can just click on OK on this side. Units and formula, there are no changes, so you can just go OK with this one. And if you have imported your system time and date from the HMI project, then you can just go back to the global dashboard. And now we want to place an output control. So you just go to the folder output on the library toolbox, you go to output and place this one on your global dashboard. I can call this one date as a name. And for data value, you just do arrow to the right and you can choose your system date time and sysdate. For the date and time controls, I just want to have a style class. A style class can be set as a default styling for some elements. So you can go to the Project Explorer, go here for default styling. And then you have this output control. We will insert a new style class with insert new item. I will call this one date time. And then you just click on the output control in the workspace here. And then you can scroll down. And for general styling, for background color, you just put arrow to the right. Because now we just go here to training colors. And then you put color picker. And as the color, I put transparent. And for transparent, you just have to put A to 0%. So I just put new and put this color to it. Then you again click on it, and then you just go to text color. And for text color, again, arrow to the right. Again, go to the training colors, open up the color picker. And now you can just put date, time, text. And for date, time, text, I want to have the color 179. For green, I want to have 185. And for blue, I just go with 189. And then I just put new, and I will select this one and click OK. So now we have our default styling for it. So I just go back to my global dashboard. You go to the output control, go to the settings, and go to style settings. And with arrow to the right, you just choose your date and time. And then you click OK. And this one will be set. As a date and time format for settings, I just put day, month, and year. And then I will scroll down to my dimensions. And I will set 70 and 1800 as top and left. And as size, I put 125. And now we do the same thing for the time. So you can place again an output control. First of all, I will set the name time to it. After setting the name, I just put data to it. So arrow to the right, and then you choose sys time. Then we can set the date time format, which in our case will be hours, minutes, and seconds. For the style settings, for the style class, you can choose the date and time. And then last part is that you just have to go down directly to dimensions. And for the dimensions, I just put 95 for top. Left, I put 1800. And then as a size, again, I put 125 as height. And last but not least, we need a separator. So for the separator, I just put align simple again onto my dashboard. Click on it, and I will call it separator. And also for the separator, I want to have a style class. So what I'm going to do is that again, I go for default styling. I go to my line simple, create a new one. So I just do insert new item. I will call this style class separator. I will click on the line, and for the line, I just need a different line color. So you just go for general styling, go for line color, arrow to the right, and then you can open the color picker again. And I just want to have a separator color. So I just call it separate. And for my RGB code, I just put 179 for red. Green will be 185 and blue will be 189. And then I just go with new, and I will choose this separator here. For direction, again in general styling, I put vertical, and then I just go to my dimensions. And for the dimension, I just put 1 as width, and height, I put 40. And then I go back to my global dashboard, click on the line, and then you go here to style settings, and you set the style class separator to it. And last thing that you have to do is that you just go to dimensions, and now we have to set top to 75. I will set left to 1775. And then I go with 1 and 40, so same settings as in the style class. So this is now our global dashboard. Last step would be that you just can load it into your control. So you go here for the project menu, you just search for your station. So I just go with my LASAL VISUDesigner station. Then you can at first publish the project, so to check if you have any errors. If this one is done, you can go online and download the project and also the runtime. If you now have a look at the terminal, you will see that this is the home dashboard with the global dashboard as a reference. Thank you for watching our training videos. If you want to see more about the training videos, you can just click on the link in the outro.